Hey guys, today we are going to talk about 5 commitments you can make today as a man that will completely change your life. If you are watching the recording, you know the drill. Just wait a minute or two and then do a little scroll while we wait for everybody to join, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey guys, I hope you are having a fantastic night. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I know it's quite late for some people. We're doing a little bit of a late live stream tonight. Hey guys. Just waiting for some people to come in because today what we're going to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hey Jim. Hey EJ. Hey Christian. Hey Billy. Hey Sacred Sage Therapy. We got people from Jersey, Texas, Memphis. Tonight's live stream, guys, is going to be about the 5 commitments you can make as a man that if you do these commitments, if you promise these commitments to yourself, it will completely change your life. This is free information that if you just do these internal restructures, your life will be completely different. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me know what you think about this as I'm going in the comment section below. Maybe if you've already done some of these things. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So 5 commitments that you can make today as a man that will completely change your life. And the first commitment that you're going to want to make is I am a man who takes responsibility. And let's define responsibility, because usually when men take responsibility, they take responsibility for not just themselves, but for everybody else around them. And that's where we can fall into the trap of codependency, toxic relationships, covert contracts, and feeling unappreciated, abused, and used. Okay, so when I say take responsibility, that means not just taking responsibility for your actions, it means taking responsibility for your emotional well-being, for the position that you're at in life, and just understanding that you have the power to change the next stages of your life. Be a man who commits to taking responsibility. So if you don't like where your life is at right now, you have to say, I'm in charge of this and I get to make the next decision for what happens next. First commitment, take responsibility. I want everybody to get their pens, pads, papers, notebooks out and write these down and write. What are you going to be committed to? What are you going to take responsibility for? Let me know in the comments. What are you going to take responsibility for? Commitment number 2. This one is just 10 steps ahead of taking responsibility. Commit to speaking only nicely about people, or at least refraining from the negative. And that means for yourself as well. And that is one of the hardest challenges that a lot of us face, is because even if we speak kind about others, we usually speak like dog crap to ourselves. A lot of men are motivated by this internal voice that goes, "You're so stupid, what an idiot, how dare you, you should have known this already, you always get stuck in the same trap," and just over and over and over and over again. And the way that this commitment will change your life is, first, when you stop speaking so negatively about others, you force your brain to stop seeing so much negative in others. I used to do this in school where, you know how girls are, there would always be this girl who, whenever she would see someone, she would point out something just like so negative. She would be like, "Oh, like, look at that girl's hair," or "Look at that girl's outfit." Just like say something so negative. And I trained myself that whenever I see someone, I just see the positive in them. So whenever I see someone, I go, "Wow, you have beautiful hair," or "I love your nails," or I find something to love about them. Because when you train yourself to find something nice to say about someone, you train yourself to witness the kindness in people. You train yourself to witness the goodness in people. And it really shows a self-reflection of your internal world, that you're not so scarred that you feel the need to bring others down to make yourself feel better. And so when you challenge yourself to do this for yourself, there was one point in my life, like I hated a part of my body for so long. And I'll just say it, I hated my legs for so long, right? They were bigger than everybody else's. They were super muscular. And I didn't even wear shorts. I couldn't wear shorts. I didn't wear shorts to the gym. And that took me years to overcome. And one day I just said, like, I have to start appreciating this part of myself before I can change it. And what happens when you stop talking negatively to yourself is you Stop witnessing all of these negative things in yourself. Your self-perspectives change. And this is so important for men, because when you're out there and you're constantly absorbing the negativity that society imposes on you, and then you're repeating it back to yourself, you become so isolated and so self-derogatory and so low in your self-esteem that you stop chasing your purpose, you stop chasing your passion, you stop going after the things that you want to because you feel powerless. And then you go into number one, you stop taking responsibility, you start becoming a victim. So the second commitment is speak only nicely of others. And speak only nicely of yourself, or at least refrain from speaking negatively. If you can stop speaking negatively about yourself, your entire life will change. Plus, if you speak positively about others, you rack up that good karma. Everybody likes good karma, okay? So number 3, the third commitment. Commit to being an invisible role model. So some of us have children, some of us have little brothers or nephews or something that we know that they look up to us and we're trying to be a better influence for them. But some of us don't. Some of us are completely alone. We don't have a partner. We don't have anyone. But if you commit to being an invisible role model, acknowledging that even if you don't have within you, around you, someone who's looking up to you just really close, but you know that somewhere, somehow, you are interacting with others, that someone is witnessing you, and you commit to being an invisible role model, the way that your moral compass starts to shift will help you guide your life to a better result. Because some way, somehow, someone is relying on you to be a better man. It might be a kid at the grocery store. It might be someone who's driving. It might be, your friend's son that you interacted with one time that makes one impact on them just by something you did. Commit to being an invisible role model, because that transitions into committing to be the type of man that you know you should be. It's putting a mask on in the right way, because it's helping you transition into that type of man that you know you should be and could be. But you don't have to get someone pregnant to do it. You don't have to have a nephew to do it. You just do it for yourself, because that's the type of man that you are. So the commitment number 3 is commit to being an invisible role model. And I really appreciate some of you men who already do this, because you open doors for people. You're always kind. You're walking in your integrity. You're walking in your kindness and your gentleman nature, and that is seen. That is felt by so many people, even if they don't say anything. Keep being that person, because that also racks up a lot of good karma. Commitment number 4. Commit to challenging yourself and pushing your limits. Too many of us are wallowing in the comfort zone. We're not pushing ourselves. We're not challenging ourselves. We are constantly supporting our limitations, making excuses for our limitations. Oh, well, I didn't go to the gym because I didn't really have time, or I didn't call this person because, I didn't think they really liked me anyway, and blah, 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 blah. I want the excuses to stop, and I want you just to start challenging yourself. Make a commitment. I'm going to do something today that is difficult. Or I'm going to commit to reading a business book, or I'm going to commit to going to a conference. If you don't do something that challenges yourself as a man, you start to lose your momentum. And losing momentum as a man is a dangerous backslide into the self-deprecating, really pity party victim mentality where you just don't feel masculine. Men need challenge. Constantly be placing challenges in your sight. Challenges that help you, challenges that make you grow. Not challenges that you're putting in your life to self-sabotage, okay? Some of you challenge yourself every day with the way that you ruin the good things in your life. Don't challenge yourself by how many beers you can drink. Don't challenge yourself by how many problems you can have in your life. Challenge yourself by how many good things you can start to accomplish and how much you can test your discomfort zone, your comfort zone, okay? And last commitment number 5. Commit to making every day of your life the best day of your life. This is the quote that I live by. I say this almost every day. Every day of my life is the best day of my life, because it keeps you so focused, so centered on the present moment that you have to just live today and enjoy the present. I don't worry about what's going to happen 5 years in the future. I don't even worry about what's going to happen 1 year in the future. I'm trying to worry about where I'm at right now. How much can I give today? How much juice can I squeeze out of this life? Because I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. I do not live by the book that I could live to 80 years. I don't know. I'm constantly worried about, I'm not worried about it, but I'm constantly cognizant of the fact that time is not guaranteed. And I want to make sure that today I was grateful. Today I was happy. Today I smiled. Today I did good unto the world. I don't care if somebody's trying to curse me or do bad unto me. That's none of my business, because the mark that I'm trying to leave on the world is something good, something that makes someone happy. If you can commit to making every day of your life the best day of your life, the future is already guaranteed to be happy, because every single day up until then, you've lived it to the fullest. So just as a recap, the 5 commitments that you can make today to become a better man, to feel better, to do better, to be better for yourself, for your community, for everyone around you. Number 1, I'm committed to taking responsibility. Number 2, I'm committed to speaking nicely about others and nicely about myself, or at least refraining from speaking negative. Number 3, I'm committed to being an invisible role model that people can look up to, that people can feel blessed even if they've only had one occurrence. Number 4, I commit to challenging myself, always pushing my comfort zone, always testing my knowledge, always testing my skill set. And number 5, I commit to making every day of my life the best day of my life, to lead the happiest life, to leave my mark on the world, to make sure that everybody around me knows that I squeezed every last bit of joy that this life had to offer me. Take for granted nothing in your life. Nothing is guaranteed. And I know some of you in here, it's almost 200 people, some of you are going through illnesses. Some of you have family members that are in the hospital, or somebody who just died. You know how precious life is. It's not a joke. It's not something that just, it has nothing to do, at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with feminine, masculine energy. It has nothing to do with the cars you drive or the money that you make or how many followers you have on social media. It has everything to do with who you are, who you choose to be, and how you choose to live your life, because we're born alone, we die alone, and all you will have is your own perception of the life that you lived. So if you are not working hard to create a perception for you that feels like the most magic, special, fantastic, delicious encounter that you've ever had, then what are you doing? Who are you trying to impress? What do you keep telling yourself that is wrong with you, that prevents you from living a life that you were destined to live? It's really frustrating how so many people now are identifying with things that keep them depressed, with things that keep them anxious, with things that keep them sad, with things that keep them behind, with things that keep them self-sabotaging. Stop identifying with depression. Stop identifying with anxiety. You might feel depressed. You might feel anxious. You might feel stressed. You might be going through a really hard time. But that doesn't mean you are depressed. That doesn't mean you are anxious. Nobody is born with depression and anxiety. We need to stop identifying with a life that is wasted. Because when you continue to live in this bubble that says, I can't possibly do any better, I just need to live with this. Absolutely not. Who told you that? Who told you that you had to live with suffering for the rest of your life? Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed after this life. Nothing was guaranteed before this life. All we have is our perception and what we make of it. So I encourage you to make these 5 commitments to yourself and write it in a journal, and take some time, put some space underneath each one, and write down what action item, what task you're actually going to complete to fulfill these. Do it for 2 weeks straight. Your entire life will be completely different. Okay? So I love you guys so much. I want nothing but the best for you. And we just had to have some real talk tonight, because a lot of people are struggling. And a lot of people are struggling because people keep telling us it's okay to struggle. And it's okay to struggle, but it's not okay to remain in the struggle. It's not okay to put the struggle on a pedestal that for some reason mental health has become this thing that we need to dive into and attain. And identify with something. We're going through like a mental health crisis where people are trying to identify with a crisis. But it doesn't need to be like that. Identify with your joy. Identify with your peace. Identify with your happiness. No matter what, you're going to make it through. Whatever hardship you're going through right now, whatever hardship you've made through in the past, like you have proof. Work with the facts of life. Every single hard thing you've ever been through, you've gotten through. And maybe you didn't think you would. Let's make another commitment. Number 6. I commit to persevering. A strong man always perseveres. We can be nothing without perseverance. We can be nothing without our desire to keep moving along. Because if we were really so depressed, if we were really so anxious, we wouldn't find hope in life. But we do. The only reason someone takes antidepressant medication or anti-anxiety medication is because they don't want to feel that way anymore. So why do we keep feeding them the idea that you have to live with this? You don't have to live with it. We can continue to move forward, to embrace joy, to disconnect from this idea that pain is our only way. Absolutely not. Okay? And that's exactly what I'm encouraging all of you to do. Find that little piece of joy. Find that little piece of peace, that little piece of happiness, and continue to build momentum towards that. And if you're not in the right space, you're a seed in toxic soil, get yourself in different soil. Get yourself around different environments. Get yourself around people who are so happy and so ecstatic and want to see you win because they want to see themselves win, and every day of their lives is the best day of their lives. You have to get around people who are going to make a garden out of life, not a briar bush. Because life isn't depressing. Life is so joyous. I know there are wars going on. There are murders going on. But there's also someone having their first kiss. There's someone getting married. There's someone having a baby for the first time after they've had a bunch of miscarriages. And to say that there's nothing good in this world when there are so many miracles that happen every single day, you are closing your eyes to the gift that is life. Train your brain, train your reticular activation system no longer to look at the negative, but to look at the positive. And this isn't about toxic positivity, because of course you're going to be sad in moments. Of course you're going to be stressed. Of course you're going to be unhappy. But that doesn't have to last forever. Emotions are a passing thing. Emotions are not real. Emotions are guideposts. Emotions are signs that tell us where to go next. They tell us something is wrong in this moment. They don't say something is wrong forever. So look at this sign. Oh, this made me sad. Okay, what's the next sign to make me happy again? What's the next sign to make me content again? What's the next sign to make me feel peace again? And sometimes we need to go back to commitment number 4 to challenge ourselves to get out of the rut. And some of your biggest commitments, some of your biggest challenges are going to be not talking badly about yourself. Some of your biggest challenges are going to be saying something positive about yourself, and I want you to do it. And as a bonus, do a mirror exercise. Look in the mirror and say, I got you. Look in the mirror and say, you did a great fucking job today. Look in the mirror and say, you're so handsome. You really did a great job on that test. You're so smart. You work really hard, and I appreciate that about you. I can appreciate how hard you work. I amp myself up every day. People listen to that rap music, and they just get amped and they're like, hell yeah. I want you to do that for yourself every day, because you need to be the number one cheerleader on your team so that you can live the life that is best for you. Okay, so I'm going to read some comments now. Everybody seems to be divided. I don't know. I just felt like that just came through me, guys. So that anytime I go on a flow like that, that is not coming from me. That's coming from above. That's coming from someone else. That's intuitive guidance. All meant for you, because someone in this room needed to hear it. Someone in this room needed a change. Someone in this room needed someone to tell them to get up off their ass and to start making some changes. To be surrounded by people who appreciate them, who love them. And that's not to say, hey, let's shit on the person who's maybe toxic to us. Send them love. Because love is limitless. They say God is love. If God is eternal, love is abundant. You can only have so much hate before it completely destroys you. So instead, channel your resources into something that is completely limitless. That's what I try to do. What is commitment number 3? Commitment number 3 is commit to being an invisible role model. So wherever you go, wherever you are, pretend that somebody is watching you and be the man that they should look up to. Be the type of person that they want to be like when they get older. Commit to being an invisible role model. I'm so glad, JT. Right, we've got to live life not in sorrow, exactly. There are enough people in this world who are going to criticize you. Don't be one of them. Exactly. Someone told me once, don't be the one to say no to you. The world is going to say no to you. So when you don't go after what you want, or you think, maybe they won't like that, maybe they won't want that, so I won't even try, you're saying no to yourself. Why say no to? Say yes to yourself and ask for things. And ask for more things than you think you should ask for. Because if you don't ask for what you want, you'll never get it. I read that quote by Madonna once when I was like in 4th grade, and it completely changed my life. If you don't ask for what, most people don't ask for what they want, and that's why they never get it. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to start asking for what I want. Can you make a post with those 5 commitments afterwards? Does anybody want me to make a post with these 5 commitments, like a word post? Someone said, I'm so happy you exist, Elise. Thank you. I appreciate that. Someone said, I talked bad about my girlfriend of 5 years to my family because I was upset about stupid things and lost her. Exactly. Your word has to be law. And this is really hard for us to learn sometimes because our emotions can be so outrageous that they just take over us and they're hard to control. But the thing is, you can't take words back. Words are not physical, but they do commit emotional damage. And emotional damage is the hardest to heal from. Bones know how to heal themselves. Skin knows how to heal itself. You get a broken arm, you know it's going to heal in 6 weeks. You get a broken heart because somebody said you're a piece of shit or you're worthless or go kill yourself. That lasts with you for years, sometimes forever. You hear the most motivated people, they don't say, oh yeah, what motivated me the most was when somebody punched me in the face in 3rd grade. No, they say, what motivated me the most was when Miss Thomas told me I wasn't going to be anything. Words are law. Words are the most powerful weapons that we can yield. And as men, you are so strong, you are so resilient. Men are monsters, and you should be a monster, but you should know how to control it because that's the true strength of a man. If you're a man who cannot control his anger, cannot control his tongue, you're dangerous and you're a menace to society. You have to be able to control yourself. And you control yourself by making these commitments. Speak only good things about others or refrain from speaking negatively. It will completely transform your life. Okay? I've never seen you before and you just popped up on my phone, so I'm glad you did. Well, I'm glad. I don't know how you ended up in my live stream if you've never seen me before, but I guess it's your lucky day. It takes a monster to defeat the demons. Exactly. I don't think a man should calm down his ability to be dangerous. I think exactly like Jordan Peterson says, men should be monsters. They should be absolutely terrifying and know the limits of their strength. But that doesn't mean you wield it on others unwillingly, unknowingly, unfairly, poorly. That's weak, energetic. It's just weak energy, right? The strength of a man is not in his arms or his legs or how much he benches. The strength of a man is in how he thinks and how he wields his thoughts and how he wields his actions. Be a strong man. Be committed to your goals. Be committed to these commitments about what type of man you are going to be. And if somebody wrongs you, you don't want to be the type of man that wrongs them back, because even though you might be able to destroy them, to destroy them would be letting them win. Destroy them with the fact that you are so happy, you don't care about, you feel bad for them. Someone said, bravo, I love your lives. You have great insight on how to live your life. Also, I hope you got some winter clothes. Do you have a wish list you can share so your fans can help buy you clothes? I love that. I would love for people to buy me clothes. However, I am not staying in the winter. Let me tell you, I'm getting out here in a couple weeks. So I own no winter clothes, and I will probably not ever. And yeah. However, I might be moving into my own apartment soon, and I will have no furniture, so I will have a housewarming party. And we can all participate in that together. I did not find the boots. Hopefully someone returned them. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Can I do one of these about meditation? I can. I will be doing a lot of live streams in the next coming months because I am trying to promote as best as I can the Better Man membership. This is the men's group that I have. Every single Sunday we meet. Men committed to being better men, to feel better, do better, be better for themselves, for their community, for each other. We have a new mentor in there every single Sunday. We have community in between where we're bonding. We're talking about problems in our lives. People are coming out of homelessness and still in that membership. It's the craziest thing ever. So if you want to join that, click the link in my bio, Better Man membership. And there's also something coming up called the Year of the Man Summit. The Year of the Man Summit is a summit that I host for free every single year for men. This is going to be the third year, and it's going to be on February 23rd, 24th, and 25th this year, where we have like 11 different creators. It's literally like an online conference. It's online, it's free, and then it's $97 for the recordings, and I think it's $297 if you want to go backstage and ask the creators questions. So it's an intensive, but it is free. I offer it to men every single year because I want you so badly to be able to have the tools to commit to your mental health. Okay, guys? So if you want to check out my lives, make sure you turn on post notifications because I'm going to try going live every single night. But other than that, click the link in my bio, sign up for the Better Man membership, or DM me first month. If you want to DM me first month, I'm only offering this at the last minute of this live. I will give you a deal that you cannot refuse. DM me first month, FIRSTMONTH, first month. And I would love to have you in there. If you send me that DM, you'll get it for $10 for the first month. It's a deal that you cannot refuse. Other than that, I love you guys. I'm going to go, but if you are in the membership, I will see you on Sunday. If not, I will see you tomorrow on the live if I come on, and I'll talk to you soon.